President Obama's re-election is already having far-reaching and sometimes surprising effects all over the world. It could hinder the Israeli prime minister's own re-election efforts and change the calculus for leaders in places like Afghanistan, Syria, and China. So we're devoting the rest of today's show to the impact of Obama's re-election on matters overseas. And we begin here in the studio with Anne Gearan. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good to see you.
Nice to be here.
So is a second term for Obama any different than the first, foreign policy-wise?
It is in that Obama will have a little bit more elbow room. He'll have some more latitude to do things that in some cases, that foreign leaders really wanted him to do in the first term. One of the things that would top that list from a foreign leader's perspective would be involvement in Syria. But that is not actually likely to change a great deal in the second term.
Because the issue in Syria is he's been a bit more hands-off than a lot of leaders in that region wish.
Exactly. No one has much appetite for the kind of no-fly zone that was imposed in Libya, which was a somewhat limited one, or a broader kind of no-fly zone protective corridor sort of thing like was done in the Balkans. Those issues, the White House says, really remain off the table. What might be on the table is some kind of humanitarian corridor, some sort of protected zone in which Syrian refugees inside the country might be safer, and it might be easier to help the rebels help them inside the country.
All these issues will be engaged in, by, with, which proposition am I looking for? We'll make it multiple choice. By someone else, because Hillary Clinton has said she wants to move on from her position as Secretary of State in a second term here. How much longer do we think she will hold on, and who will she be replaced by?
These issues and the question of Syria and others will be engaged by someone else fairly early on.
And then
by, I think okay. So, yeah. You had a number of options there. Yeah. By someone else fairly early in the next term. I don't think that Hillary Clinton is going to walk out the door on January 20th. She has said herself that she will leave when a successor is confirmed. And when you look at the very long list of things that the administration is going to have to deal with in those early days, chief among them the fiscal cliff question, I think the hope will be that they do not have to have very high-profile nominations right out of the box. So you could see Clinton staying on a few months on into 2013. There are a number of people on the short list to replace her. Senator John Kerry, who's chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, he's said to want the job quite badly. Tom Donilon, who's the current national security advisor, would be an inside pick, would follow a pattern of the Obama administration of giving jobs to trusted insiders. He's not well known outside Washington. He's not even that well known inside Washington. That would be, and then there's some dark horses beyond that, including former Senator Chuck Hagel.
I noticed you don't even bother mentioning Susan Rice, who for a long time, many thought she was on a fast track as the U.S. ambassador to the UN. Her possible Secretary of Statehood torpedoed by this Benghazi thing?
I think that's too strong, and I didn't omit her deliberately and universally. I think she's still certainly mentioned as a prospect. I think her place at the top of the list is gone now because of the possible damage from her role in explaining what happened in Benghazi. That said, she's definitely a candidate.
Anne, thanks a lot.
Thank you.